What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Gentlemen Gaming Podcast. Tonight's topic is Transformers Devastation, and I cannot stop smiling about that intro. Sound effect made the whole thing. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are the usual two oddballs here. John.
Hey.
Hey.
My balls are odd.
They are. And Dom.
I'm not Dom.
I forgot something.
I'm a Decepticon.
I have to go.
What is
Bye,
going
John.
on?
John's gone.
John's gone. He forgot
gone.
something. What timing?
I'm not Dom. I'm a Decepticon.
Okay, Decepticon.
I'm Deceptidom.
Okay, Deceptidom. He forgot something, obviously. He forgot Optimus fucking Prime.
How can you forget Optimus Prime?
It was... I know, dude. I'm sorry. But
Nice.
he's here now. My little buddy.
Nice job.
He's here. He's ready to do the show.
So, Transformers Devastation, a game that, for me, came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Well, I think we talked about it for E3, no?
Did we mention it?
Maybe?
I think we touched
I
on
feel
it,
like
yeah.
I think we did.
Maybe we touched on it. I don't remember. But it hit me as another one of, another third-person shooter Transformers game. Like whatever, the Fall of Cybertron, was it?
Right,
Or the
right.
one before that?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, those were pretty... They were like kind of Gears of War-y, I guess.
Yeah, you could say
Yeah. I hear Megatron, or Optimus Prime, like, falling apart. What's going on?
I'm transforming him.
Oh,
He has to be a truck sometimes.
sometimes.
So anyway, like I said, this game snuck up on me. I was not expecting this, third-person kind of action game that, it was made by Platinum Games, who made Metal Gear Rising, Bayonetta, and a few other things of note. But this is kind of a genre they're known for.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of their thing.
It's kind
They're
of
really good at it.
It's kind of their thing, and I have no doubts that I would enjoy this game had I known about it and bought it. I've watched.
It is really fun.
I've watched a couple
I
people
just
play
finished it.
Good. Was it
Definitely
worth
worth it. I would wait till it goes on sale, honestly, because it's not a full price game, but it's still probably like the main story isn't long enough to really justify it. I would say, but I would if we kept
It's
Steam
only,
sale.
it's only, what, like 5 hours long?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at my Steam right now. I only spent 6 hours in the game, and I've played some of the challenge mode, but like there's replayability.
Right.
Honestly, because like there's achievements for beating the entire campaign with each character. There's stuff for like there's different there's like a challenge mode with all specific short challenges you can do. There's like a crafting system in the game, and there's like ways to level up your weapons, and there's incentive to play on higher difficulties to get better weapons and stuff like that. So there's reason to come back, basically. So it's not like it's just 5 hours and you're done. But if you're just in it for like the main game, then yeah, it's a little slim, I would say.
Okay.
But still really good.
So that's something I'll pick up on sale then.
Yeah.
So here's the basic gist of it. If you've played any Platinum game before, you're already familiar with what I'm about to say, but gameplay is fast-paced. There is a mix of light and heavy attacks that you can chain together, as well as vehicle attacks, because, hey, come on, they're Transformers, that you can perform after finishing a combo. And then there's super attacks and ultra attacks and all kinds of craziness.
But there's vehicle attacks, but what if you're a Dinobot?
Then it's different.
Then it's a dino attack. We'll get to that.
Well, no, because funny enough, Grimlock can fight as a dinosaur and as an Autobot. Like you could just be in dinosaur mode the whole time and fight with Grimlock, and no one else can do that.
Ooh.
It's fucking amazing. He does. All right. So the one thing is though, like the normal guys can keep their guns in their car form, but Grimlock can't because he breathes fire.
Ah, well, he's
Grimlock,
fire.
goddammit.
He's Grimlock.
Yeah. So, yeah, Grimlock's he's the most different out of them as far as that's concerned, how he fights and stuff.
All right. So, on top of the attacks I've already mentioned. There's some third-person shooting, a little bit, in the game,
Oh,
just for ranged attacks.
Yeah, it's like when you combo people and knock them away from you, that's like a good time to shoot.
Mhm.
And like certain flying enemies, you're gonna want to pop out of the air, but not a ton of shooting. Thank God.
So, ranged attacks for utility.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you can transform into a vehicle and use vehicle mode. It's used for getting around the stage, except for Grimlock. You can fight as him, as mentioned. And you use it to smash through shielded enemies, which I've seen a few times in gameplay.
I will say that Grimlock, you have to tap B, or on an Xbox controller, you have to tap B to run really fast with him to like make his vehicle mode worth using. But he runs like a complete idiot, and I love it. He's just like his arms are just flailing through the air, stomping around the city. It's so great.
Oh god, Grimlock. And as John mentioned before, there's droppable items and equipable and upgradable weapons, and they include, but are not limited to, swords, axes, hammers, drills, blasters, missile launchers, and the like. Anything you expect a Transformer to be armed with.
I was pretty impressed with the weapon selection, honestly. Like there's a lot of like depth and whatnot to like the weapons in the game. Like I was very, very much surprised because I wouldn't expect much. Like because there's even separate animations for all the melee weapons for each character. So like if Optimus has a sword, he's gonna fight differently than he does if he has a hammer. You know. So like and like the whole fighting style changes, or like if you have you can get certain boss weapons like Devastator's drills. Or Starscream's Null Ray, like his little. You remember the original Starscream when he had like the shoulder guns on it, like on his like upper arm. You can get those, like, but they're all different and cool. Like Wheeljack even has his wrenches to fight with. Just
can you play a Soundwave?
Unfortunately, not. You do fight him a lot.
Yeah,
but you can't play as any Decepticons, and I would love to play a Soundwave because, dude, they put all of his little cassettes in there.
That's awesome.
Like awesome. All of them. I was so impressed. So he's actually one of the harder bosses in the game.
As it should be, I guess. Now, what you've probably guessed, this is all Gen 1 Transformers. Like the old boxy looking, none of this modern Michael Bay crap or like more recent cartoons or anything. This was the original Transformers.
Yep.
And it's very artistically done, I have to say. Does look good.
Perfectly cel-shaded. I mean, they did the right thing for this game. It looks so good. The animations are smooth. I mean, frame rate's fine. Doesn't drop below 60 ever. So you're always like in the action. There's never any slowing down except for when you dodge, but it's supposed to slow down when you dodge.
Right.
But yeah, it's a good-looking game.
I don't know if I can ever get over the fact that you can't play as a Decepticon.
Well, I will say that at the end of the game, like especially in the post-credits, they left it pretty open-ended. So, like, there could be more, like either a sequel or some kind of DLC or I don't know, like an expansion pack. I don't know, but like. It seems like there could be more, and there were already skins you got for characters if you pre-ordered it. Like you get like plays like Dark Optimus Prime and like a different Bumblebee and a different Sideswipe. But so maybe more of that, at least more of that will come out. But I mean, it's weird because like the Decepticons, you could tell they're programmed like using a move set like your player characters would use. Like you could tell like they're pressing the buttons just like you are.
Right.
So, like, it seems like it could be done. So, I really, really, really hope it happens.
Would be nice.
It would be very nice. I would enjoy
I would feel terrible beating up this guy, though. I don't think I could do it.
You
I don't
can
have
do
it
it
in my heart.
You can do it.
No, I don't. I can't.
So,
I'm too much.
5 playable characters. Optimus Prime. Duh. They're all Autobots, right?
You wouldn't be able to play if you didn't have Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime
would be good.
Is the duh. Bumblebee is also kind of the duh. And then it gets a little less duh from there, but, you know, you got Sideswipe, and then you got Wheeljack, and then you got Grimlock.
Me, Grimlock, me, King.
Indeed. So you got Optimus Prime, who is the well-rounded character. He's good at everything and not necessarily terrible at anything. Which
Pretty much.
That's it. There you go. That's
kind of what you'd expect from him.
He's the all-around. And you got Bumblebee, who he moves and hits very fast. But
Bumblebee Tuna.
Yes, Bumblebee Tuna. Hi there, nice to see you. And he can slip under people and hop up behind them and all kinds of fun stuff like that. He's the quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Sideswipe, who is fast, squishy as fuck, but he hits really damn hard.
He hits like a brick shithouse, man. He is just so... Like, even his vehicle attack is insane. Like, he transforms into a car, shoots a storm of missiles at them, and then rams into them just because he can.
Brick shithouse, I like that.
It's like not even funny.
The game is like cell shaded, right?
Yes.
It's like cell shaded animated, kind of like the Wind Waker.
Yeah,
similar
close
enough.
Probably thicker lines than like Wind Waker, I would say. But yes, that sort of art style.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I watched a couple videos today, and it looked pretty good.
It's well animated. Art works. It's great.
The one thing I couldn't find out from any of the videos, though, John, you might be able to answer this one for me. Is Shia LaBeouf in the game?
If he is, I stepped on him,
Oh,
and I didn't know it. So
good.
Back to what I was going at. Wheeljack. Wheeljack is the slow tanky type, because all of these kinds of games need some slow tanky mode or weapon or character.
Just to be clear, when I say slow, I'm mostly talking about like their vehicle mode. Mostly, because they all basically run about, well, I mean, some of the fast guys are a little faster, but like it's mostly their vehicle speed.
Right.
But I kind of put him under the tanky thing because his ultimate is he just brings up an energy shield. So, you know, he's got the most defensive, like, ultra ability in the game. So that's kind of why he's sort of the tanky guy.
Now, do people actually ride inside you when you're in vehicle mode?
No. There's no humans in the game at all.
Oh.
There's not one human. It's all robots.
So much people getting smashed.
Autobots, Decepticons, and the Insecticons are in the game.
Are they?
None of the named ones. Unfortunately, no named ones. These are like the mindless sort of hive mind Insecticons.
Dronies.
But, yeah. But the Insecticons are here. And kind of scary.
That's equally terrifying and saddening. Anyway, fifth character, Grimlock. And Grimlock's description, Grimlock Smash.
Grimlock Smash. He's like the Zangief of the game. Like, he's very much a grappler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's weird because, like, so. All right. Well, basically, the way the combos work is like you'll execute a combo, and then press the right bumper in the case of the Xbox controller, turn to a vehicle, do a vehicle attack. Most characters will do their vehicle attack, then transform back, and then continue hitting with their weapons or whatever. Grimlock will stay in his form that he switches into, and then he'll get a free grapple attempt, sort of. So, like, if you time it right and press the grab button, he can pick someone up over his head and then do a throw of some kind.
Bunch.
So, yeah, he can bite them, he can, like, pile drive them, he can just throw them across the room, like, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So he's, like I said, he's the most different of the five, for sure. Because you could do a whole fight as a dinosaur if you want, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So, one side note we didn't mention yet, they got as many of the original voice actors back as they could.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Really?
a nice touch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So Peter Cullen?
Peter Cullen for Optimus Prime, yes. Whoever the hell voiced Megatron, they got to voice Megatron.
Yeah, I forget his name. Frank something?
So these are the cartoon ones, right? This
Yes.
is not the movie voices.
Cartoon voices.
Cartoon,
Yeah.
old Saturday morning cartoon voices.
Peter Cullen is in the
He's the only one, I believe,
yeah.
they carried over between both roles.
Yeah. But, yeah, everyone... It's all the kid except for Starscream's actor. Unfortunately, he passed away, so they had to get someone else for Starscream.
How does the replacement sound? Is he comparable or is it noticeable?
It is noticeable. I mean, no one's ever going to be the old
Right.
Starscream. But what they did that was different was like what I noticed at least. Like in the other Transformers games, like the War for Cybertron and the Fall of Cybertron, whatever they are, they went for the more like the hissing side of Starscream's voice. You know, like kind of like that. So you know that kind of tone. This one went for the more screechy sort of like high pitched Starscream voice. So, like, it's a little closer to the old show, I think, than, like, what they were doing prior to this game. It's not the same. I'll never even pretend like it's the same.
Right.
Even Starscream's brothers, the same guy used to do Starscream's brothers, like Thundercracker and, I forget the other guy's names, Jetstream. Those guys. But them you don't really notice as much because they were kind of minor characters anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Starscream they definitely went with like the high pitched kind of nasally voice instead of like the slithery, snaky voice, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I know, because sometimes like you could replace voice actors and you could barely notice. Because I know like, I know at Disney, and Disney's crazy for stuff like this. You know, they go out of their way. But at the Haunted Mansion, the voiceover in the Haunted Mansion was originally by Paul Frees, and within the last couple of years, I want to say, they've been transforming during the holidays. They changed the Haunted Mansion over to Nightmare Before Christmas. And they changed the whole ride up and changed all the voice and everything. And Paul Frees is long gone. And they got Corey Burton to voice the ghost host. And he actually sounds exactly like Paul Frees. So I couldn't even tell. So, I don't know. I feel like at some points that maybe they should try a little harder to get that voice, you know, to sound the same. Get somebody who could sound similar.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Disney's really good at that, though, because how many straight-to-DVD specials do they have where they can't get the original voice actors for sequels of famous Disney movies you never wanted?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, you know, they have Disney money.
That is true, too.
This was Platinum's B team. You know, these are the guys who made the Korra game that didn't do so good because Activision was like, get it out now.
Activision want money, while Legend of Korra is still fad.
Right. So, like, this wasn't even like the A team, and they got most of the original voice actors back. So,
which is kind of surprising because the Transformers movies themselves have, I don't know, they're like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, they brought Transformers back into the spotlight so people can talk about them again, and probably so a game like this could happen, but they're not good.
no.
They brought Transformers back into the spotlight for a modern age, and then they gave the helm to Michael Bay.
Yeah.
And Megan Fox.
Lots of explosions, lots of Shia LaBeouf screaming.
And lots of Megan Fox for no reason at all.
For no reason other than, like, look, boobies, so you're not bored because this movie sucks.
Boobies, so you're not bored.
Yeah.
Did you guys see all the Transformer movies, or did you drop off at some point?
I made it through the first one, and I started the second one, got violently ill, and stopped.
The second one was pretty weak for me. I liked the third one better, but whatever. I saw the first three. I didn't even pick up with the new one.
I saw the first one. I saw part of the second one. I'm kind of in the same boat as John. It was just so bad. Like, I actually kind of liked the first one, but the second one was just awful. Like, I walked out of the theater, which is very rare for me, because if I pay money, I'm going to want to finish, whatever. But
Cleo in chat says the second one was a pile of garbage.
yeah, I walked out of the theater. Didn't even bother seeing the third one, and the Dinobots convinced me to go see the fourth one, so fourth one's not really good either, but it wasn't awful.
The same with the third one wasn't awful for me.
And it sucks because that's like, a franchise that, we all grew up on. And
it, honestly, like, it was a show to just sell toys. It was one of those shows.
Yeah, really, that's all it was.
That's all it was. I mean, most shows back then, really, that's all they're for.
Yeah, I mean, they just announced to rival Transformers that they're going to bring back Dino Riders.
Yeah.
And Dino Riders was the same thing. It was by Tyco. Tyco Toys, which I think is Mattel now. I'm not even 100% sure. But Tyco, they had the Dino Riders franchise. I know I think it was the Smithsonian ended up buying like all the molds to the dinosaurs. They took all the mechanical pieces out because the dinosaurs used to walk and shit by themselves. They took all that out to like do that. So the molds and stuff are still in production. So when the movie comes out now, they'll probably bring back some of the retro toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing that ties them together is that Peter Cullen voiced the character Gunner in Dino Riders. So they're bringing in Dino Riders to be the competitor to Transformers, but Peter Cullen was tied to both, so I'm curious.
He's the only one making bank.
Yeah.
He's going to make, big bank.
Yeah.
Words. So,
because honestly, he's still got it.
He does.
Hasn't missed a beat.
But I don't know the extent that they're going for. He voiced a human in that game, so he's probably not going to be playing that human. So
very unlikely. All right, so on to our lovely section of Take a Break with Jake, where viewer Jakeinator sends in a video question, which everybody's welcome to send in, by the way. I haven't really been mentioning that, but we accept we usually don't mention it, but we will accept submissions from everybody. Just if you have a video question or even a Twitter question or any kind of question, shoot us some kind of message somehow, and we'll get it, unless it's smoke signals, because I ain't looking for that.
You can send smoke signals, just make sure to tell us to look for them.
Yeah that.
So we won't know.
So, on to Take a Break with Jake, and yeah.
Salutations, Serious Gentlemen Gaming. This is I, Jakeinator, and I have a question to you guys. Are you happy with the Transformers that are in the game? Or would you prefer the more advanced Transformers seen in the movie? Personally, I like the old stuff. I am not a robot. I fall does not compute. Reboot. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Yakubes2 right here so you can see these videos before they air. Checking it out.
Alright, so JakeBot does not compute.
JakeBot does not understand.
Anyway, which Transformers would you prefer to be in the game? Any of the new ones? Any of the old ones? What's left out that you're sad about? We already know Dom. I'm getting... Honey, I was going to mention that. I'm getting yelled at across the room. My wife and I both agree. Ironhide.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Dude, Ironhide.
Thank you.
Dude, yeah.
I'm assuming he's not in the campaign anywhere then, Joe?
No, he's not. The only Autobots... Well, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. I'm not going to spoil the ending. There's a couple that show up in the ending. As sort of like a postscript thing. And like the very ending, the secret ending, if you stay after the credits. Oh boy. That's the part where it's like, oh fuck me. So, because basically, without giving away too much of the plot, the game takes place mostly between like a city and like a ancient Cybertronian ship. So, on that ancient Cybertronian ship is an entity that wakes up at the end, and I poop myself. Yes, Cleo says Hot Rod. Fucking Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Fucking Hot Rod would be amazing. trying to think who else I'd want. Oh, and as far as Gen 1 or new, fucking old shit is always better than the new shit.
Yeah.
As a general rule of thumb.
Pretty much. There's a lot of Transformers I don't even know.
I mean, like, the games... Look, the new ones weren't bad. But, you know, just...
Is the Scorpion Insecticon in the game?
No. No, there isn't even a generic Scorpion guy. There's like a beetle and some weird like little fly dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's mostly it. I'm trying to think of who else. Actually, Red Alert would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the medic. I could see.
Yeah.
Maybe more Dinobots. Like, I don't know. Maybe like fucking Sludge and Snarl and shit. Like, I don't know. Honestly, they could do anything. Like, they could fucking stick what's his name, Ultra Magnus, in the game, and that'd be cool.
They could.
And clear just rattled off more Blur, Cup, RC. Yeah,
Can go on. Jaganator says
like,
Scout.
Yes, Scout would be like. There's so many fucking good robots that they could put in this game.
I mean, they don't all have to be, you know, from the original either. You know, like what the hell was the female one? Slipstream.
Yes.
Slipstream. Okay.
Yes.
Like, I would love for Slipstream to be in the game.
Now, here's my question regarding all of this. Is there any planned DLC or expansions?
Not
part
that we've heard.
I mean, when did this game come out? How old is it?
It came out
Like
October 6th.
weeks.
Yeah, so it's still kind of early for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, not all games are EA games that announce all the DLC before the game comes out.
Not all games have day one DLC or all that stuff. I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like, I feel like it would be a crime if they didn't do something, you know, just add something into this, because, you know, they had the skins, which was cool, like if you pre-ordered it, which I didn't, but like, I don't know, anything, just give me anything.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It would probably be a bit of work, which is, I mean, they have 5 characters in the game, probably because they gave them separate animations for every weapon type.
Yeah.
And all that other stuff. So to add one more character in seems like a pretty monumentous undertaking.
It would be a lot of work.
From the animation standpoint.
Right, it would be a lot of work. I mean, I don't doubt that. But like the way they ended it, it seemed like they left it open. It's way open-ended.
Open for DLC or for a sequel?
Either. They could do either. I don't see why not. It could be. I think it would deserve a full game, honestly, considering the plot of the first one, of this one. I mean, it could be another game, but I'd rather them just keep this and just add stuff to it. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Now, how much attention has this game been getting?
I'd say a pretty decent amount. People seem to really like it. It's been getting like 8.5s, 80 out of 100. You know. Look, it's got its flaws. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. You know, it is pretty short. And you're kind of only in like 2 areas for most of the game, but it's fun enough. Like that the combat's good enough that you don't really care. You just want to get into more fights. And the boss battles are insane. Like, you know, you fight all of Devastator. You like is a separate Constructicons, and then they all combine, and then they jump into Devastator, and it's like, oh, you're tall. And really you beat the shit out of them, because of course. But
Transformers Devastation, that's for the PS4. It's getting 76, 74.
Yeah, what's that, Metacritic?
Yeah, 7.8.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's better for the PC, honestly.
Yeah, Total Biscuit did a video on it, a what the fuck is, and he absolutely loved it. You know, he pointed out the flaws, but I think his end saying was he doesn't give a shit. That the game's
That's exactly it.
The game's too fun to care about them.
Right, like you don't give a fuck. People were complaining about the camera a little bit. I didn't really ever have any trouble with the camera. I wasn't like, but I also wasn't looking around that much. I was just like, ooh, fight, fight. You know, like I said, the boss battles they do reuse them. You fight the same Decepticons as bosses multiple times. I'm not going to pretend like you don't, but they do ramp up in difficulty. Like the first Soundwave fight, he only uses like his main 3 cassettes, and then in the second fight, he uses all like 6 or 7 of them, however many there are. Like honestly, the hardest boss in the game is Starscream. He is a real motherfucker. Like just so fast and does not let you hit him ever. And his guns stun you.
Nice.
So there's that. But in the second fight, I had his guns against him, so I stunned his ass too. And and I will share this. Like Grimlock has this wonderful attack where he grabs the person by the face and he smashes them into the ground and runs with them for a while before jumping up in the air and choke slamming them. Like that's his super attack.
The choke slam.
So that's how I killed Starscream.
Yeah, I'm trying to look right now, and I don't see anything other than the DLC pre-orders.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to release those skins like for the lay people at some point. But I don't know. I want more. That's the problem. Is like it's a short game, and like I didn't really want it to end, and it did. You know.
It's kind of a shame.
Look, honestly, the plot was like perfect, like Gen 1, like Transformers cheese. So it was totally fine with me.
All right, then it would probably be fine with me. Anything else you guys want to mention? Pretty short and to the point game.
Yeah, that makes it a pretty short and to the point podcast.
Yeah, I guess I'm just disappointed that Shia LaBeouf is not in the game, so you can't step on him and kill him and squish him.
I would not mind them doing it.
He'd be an awesome like, you know, Easter egg. You uncover him, he runs out of a building screaming constantly.
And you just like look down and boom. I should mention that there are sniper rifles in the game, so you can just like sit across the city and wait for him, and just pop him in the back of the neck when he's not looking.
That would be incredible.
With a slug.
Fuck you, Shia LaBeouf.
Pop him in the back of the neck with a slug the size of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's that. Transformers Devastation. Good game, fun game, short game, but we're not holding that against it.
No.
Yeah.
Not
Sometimes short games are good.
Sometimes they are good. So, Dom, where can they find you? Deceptidom.
Deceptidom. Oh, me. You can find me down here. It's just XIZTA with an underscore. And I'm so Deceptidom that I sometimes have Autobot backgrounds.
Alrighty. John, how about you? Where can they find you?
He's like the Starscream of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Turncoat Weasel. You can find me and Optimus at No More on the Twitter.
Turncoat Weasel. Oh, God. I'm Mike. You can find me at Thilladrin right there on Twitter and other places. You can find all 3 of us on YouTube on the ASO TV podcast. We do a whole bunch of podcasts for TV shows. Whole lot of them.
Chances are you watch one of them.
Chances are you watch one of them.
Do I watch any of them?
You watch a lot of them.
I mean, unless you've been guessing this whole time.
I'll have to check that channel out.
If you're interested, come check us out. ASO TV podcast. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy ourselves. And you can find us here every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Serious Gentlemen Gaming podcast. Next week's topic is I don't know.
We did decide, didn't we?
Follow us on Twitter at Serious Gents. We'll let you know there. Thank you all.
Yeah. Tweet it. We're good at our jobs, guys.